Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life, and welcome back to my channel. Today on the channel, we are doing a pick a card reading for if you are feeling lazy and unmotivated. It is 2021, it's a new year. Maybe you guys are like me and you've set some pretty big goals for this year. But it's very normal during this time in the season to feel a little bit lazy and unmotivated. So first of all, you guys, I want to remind you about self-love and acceptance. It's okay if you feel like you need to rest right now, if you just need to be in hermit mode and relax and allow some time for your energy to recharge. However, this reading is for those of you guys who really want to get out of that slump of feeling lazy and unmotivated and want to get going with your goals. Or maybe this is a reading you can just take some notes on for later. So if you're interested in receiving this reading, all you have to do is simply choose a card. Number 1, number 2, or number 3 to get your message. Once you have chosen, head down below to the comments or the description below and click on your timestamp, and you will instantly be fast forwarded to your part in the reading. And as always, if you are interested in receiving a personal reading or coaching from me, head down to the description or the comments below and the information for that is going to be there. And I will see you for your reading soon. For those of you who choose number 1, I've got some cards for you here. We're also going to freestyle pull some cards from my Promises of Expression deck. So let's see what cards you've got today. If you're feeling lazy and unmotivated and you feel like you're in need of a boost, let's see what your cards have to say. So first card here is Ace of Pentacles. This is a really positive card. This is a message about a new business perhaps, or a new job, inheritance, financial stability, financial security, money, prosperity. And so I think this message here is to motivate you, what you're working for. You have this fresh opportunity right around you right now, so much that you can create, so much potential. It's a reminder that in order for you to attract abundance into your life, which you are more than worthy of, you have to do your part. The universe reflects back to you the action that you put out. Sometimes blessings will just come. That's the beautiful nature of this world. Blessings will just come, but I see this energy here that you have a specific intention in mind with your career and with your path right now, and it might have something to do with drawing in more finances, a new beginning with a job, career path. And I'm seeing this energy to remind you that you have to do your part. This isn't a situation where if you just believe it, you receive it. If you just hold positive thoughts, everything's going to work out. That energy can go a long way. Don't get me wrong, but your action is very important here. So this card here is definitely all about you putting in your part. And a very strong possibility of financial reward or gain coming towards you. You getting the results of your efforts. It's a strong energy here, okay? But now over here we have the Ten of Swords. This card is coming out to level with you. It's like your angels, your guides, your higher self, reflecting back to you what you've been going through lately. This perhaps could be the cause of why you've been feeling lazy and unmotivated. This is a card that symbolizes hitting rock bottom, feeling complete exhaustion, feeling defeated, feeling like it's time to move on, like the end of a cycle. It's an energy of, there's also an energy here of kind of like crime or violence, aggression. Perhaps some of the world events as of late have been draining you. You know, as empaths, we really take things hard. We tend to soak up energy like a sponge sometimes, and there might be part of you that's feeling drained by world events, energy that's been going around lately. Now, this is a timeless reading, so if you're watching this and the world is at peace, let's hope, Maybe there's some disturbances in your current, situation. This sometimes I see as a message for somebody who has like an injury. It can symbolize like an injury, or maybe going through some type of depression. It could also symbolize like a breakup. So there could be very real things that are making you feel unmotivated and tired and exhausted and lazy right now. And so I think this is telling you not to beat up on yourself, not to be hard on yourself. Love yourself right now. It's okay if this is how you're feeling. Okay, and then we got the Seven of Wands over here. And this card is encouragement for you. It's like an action step. It's telling you to stand your ground. Despite the opposition here, we can see there's this person here with their shield up, and there's all these different forces and energies coming at them. But I love the little flowers on this card, and the orange color of it reminds me of your sacral chakra, and even a little bit of your solar plexus chakra, taking action, standing in your power here. This is a really positive message telling you it's time to stand up, it's time to take action, and that you can take the higher ground, you can hold your own, you can find a way. This is you having a hectic schedule. Some of you guys are really doing well right now, like you're at the top of your career, and this is telling you it can be tough at the top sometimes. It can be tough at the top. You climb all the way up and realize, wow, this is busy, this is tough, this is intense. Okay, so this is telling you to hold your own, give it all you've got right now, take advantage. There could be an opportunity around you. So let's get some more guidance for you. How can you break this cycle? How can you move forward right now? Any specific messages for you? Okay, so we're getting a confirmation. This is very similar to this Ace of Pentacles energy, like with this new beginning. And so they're asking you right now to trust the timing of your life. You're definitely at the beginning of a new cycle here. And the hard thing could be that you're not quite sure what your purpose is right now. And with purpose, this might mean like the purpose of your life. It could be that big question, or it could just simply be your purpose in this situation. Like this is telling you need to have a clear intention of what it is you want to create right now. Because in order to take action, in order to move forward, you have to know what you want. And some of us will just wander around in indecision for so long, because it's easier to stay in indecision. It can be kind of scary sometimes to choose a path, to be specific with it, because once we admit what we want, then we realize that there's a chance we can fail. But I want you to look at this a little bit differently. There really is no such thing as failure. If a door closes, another one will always be opened in its place. Energy or matter cannot be destroyed. It can only really be transferred. So everything that like ends or technically fails is going to turn into something else. So it's important that you innovate right now, that you take this opportunity, that you continue to move forward. And you can start by writing things down. Very, very simple advice, but this is what I've done when I get stuck. Like, I actually felt stuck a couple of weeks ago with this channel. I just didn't know what video to create. Sometimes I hit these walls where I feel like I'm out of ideas, and so I realized I needed to pull back, take a break, and come up with ideas and write them down instead of just in the moment trying to come up with something. Like relaxing and giving myself a lot of time to write down ideas, to explore them. And this is what I'm seeing for you is write down your ideas, write down your goals, write down your action steps. It can be really difficult figuring out how am I going to get from A to B. Let's say, for instance, that you have this plan that you want to become an actor. I know there's a lot of you guys out there who are really creative. I talked to some of you guys who want to be actors and whatnot. So let's say you want to be an actor, and so you're sitting in your small town, and you might have been in a couple school plays and maybe did a little bit of studying in college, and you're at this point where maybe you're unemployed because of the world events, and you're at home and you're social distancing, and you're just like, I don't know, I feel lazy, I feel unmotivated, I don't know how I can keep going on this path. Well, the first thing you need to do is write down your end goal here. You know, do you want to work in film or television or be on the stage? Where do you picture yourself performing? Is it in Los Angeles, in Hollywood? Is it in London on the stages? Is it in New York on Broadway? Is it in maybe through your own platform, through social media, making comedy skits and sketches for YouTube or TikTok or something like that? You need to get that vision clear. And then you got to start with where you're at right now. First of all, realize that you're capable, and it's time to, look for support. So what are you going to need to get started on your path right now? Probably you just need to start practicing your acting. So look for some support. Go online and see if you can find any free videos that give you like free acting tips. Save as many videos as you can to a playlist, and give yourself a goal to watch one of those videos every day and maybe take some notes. The next thing you're going to want to do is, of course, continue to practice. Maybe look for support through a teacher, a tutor, or a mentor. Maybe your budget is such that you can only talk to this person once a month, but see if you can find somebody maybe online who is an expert, or maybe some type of class or something through Skillshare or Udemy or Masterclass, something like that. And see if you can start receiving some education and someone to support you through it. You can even look into local acting classes if there's any, even if it's got to be virtual for now. And you can also, I see this energy with those of you who are on that path, being able to start looking into joining some type of local acting group, or maybe you got to go to the next town over, but you can be in plays or in something that's more local. So you want to start local. You're building your skills. Then maybe from there you want to start, taking behind the scenes, taking lots of pictures, putting them on social media, creating a little bit of hype. The more experience you get, the more you document that experience. You can put up a website, you can create some reels. And then from there, you've got a bit of a body of work, portfolio of work. And at that point, maybe you got to get a job and work and save up so you can move to, London or New York or Los Angeles, near there, so you can maybe get an even bigger or better acting class and start auditioning and start getting an agent. And so, you want to write out like the little baby steps. You want to write down like really sit there and brainstorm. Start from your bigger vision, where you want to be, and then work your way backwards exactly to where you are right now. And I promise you that there's something you can do, okay? And, also looking for support is extremely important right now. So there's this message that's just kind of a hypothetical situation, but whether it's you want to start a business, do some like type of entrepreneur path, or you want to climb the ladder in your field or your career, your industry. I'm definitely seeing this as a career message. We get really stuck sometimes because we think we don't have enough money. We don't have enough support. So in this hypothetical situation, let's say you're like, I need to get acting classes, but I can't afford it right now. Well, then you need to work on being able to afford it. Spend the next 3 months applying like crazy for jobs, and in the meantime, download scripts off the internet and practice monologues in your bedroom, in your mirror, once a day, and just absorb as much free information as you can online. And I'm talking 15 minutes a day. That can seriously change your life. When I was learning the tarot, it was so overwhelming. And by the way, I'm still learning it. Lifelong student of this thing. It never ends. But when I first started learning, it was so overwhelming. I mean, 78 cards, I had no idea what they meant, and it just was so overwhelming for me. But what I would do is I would set a timer for 15 minutes and like force myself to do it every day. And I put it in my phone. I set like 3 alerts, and I would give myself sometimes like maybe 1 or 2 days a week that I could just brush it off, but I just stayed consistent the rest of the time. So, you know, I know you've got to have that 10 or 15 minutes a day. It's important you carve that out for yourself, and that's really all it's going to take. And you're going to feel so much better. Like the process of working towards your goals and your dreams, the process sometimes is more fun than actually achieving your goal or making it to your end goal. I've done that at some times in my life. I've been on a process for years and achieved my end goal, and I personally feel like the path is more fun. Sometimes it's just about the path. So these are some ideas that are coming out for you. Mainly just don't be too hard on yourself. Obviously you're going through a lot right now, but don't let these outside circumstances prevent you from moving forward with your dream. Keep it simple. You might just need to do some writing and give it 15 minutes a day. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if there's anything that this reading has inspired you to do or reminded you of, or anything you want to share, this is a safe space to just talk about life and what you're going through. And all you're going to get from the Rainbow Fam here is just support. So I want to thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you who choose number 2, we're going to get a message for you for if you're feeling lazy or feeling unmotivated. Hopefully this message is going to lift you up and help you to feel motivated and back on track. So we've got some cards here from the traditional tarot, and I'm also going to freestyle pull some cards from my deck, Promises of Expression. So the first card you're getting here is the 4 of Pentacles. So this is obviously a Pentacle card, which has a lot to do with your career, your finances, which is pretty much what we're here to talk about today. So this is a message about savings, investments, the desire for financial security and stability. But this card does have a perspective on that energy it's kind of negative. It's almost like you could be hoarding your situation. There's a lot of fear here. You're feeling isolated. It's like the fear of scarcity, keeping to yourself, of being maybe afraid to shine your light. So perhaps underneath this feeling of laziness or procrastination or feeling unmotivated, there could be some very real fears that are keeping you from moving forward. So I don't think that it's just, oh, you're lazy. Maybe that was a bit of a clickbait title. I think that there are valid reasons why you're not moving forward right now. And it'll be important for you to discover that and kind of pull out that root in order to move forward. And I just want to say that if you're feeling like that, if you've got some fears, that's totally normal. I think we've all been there. Don't beat up on yourself for that. Sometimes we're just like, why am I feeling this way? Why can't I stop? Why won't these thoughts just go away? Like, it's okay. This is a normal part of the human experience. We're getting the Hangman, which is so iconic in this situation. Literally the Hangman, you got this. This is like the poster child for feeling stuck, not able to move forward, like kind of Groundhog Day, living the same day over and over again. And then over here, the 5 of Pentacles, which symbolizes anxiety and a little bit of fear and panic. And so these cards are symbolizing what you're going through right now, where you're at, and it's meant to kind of level with you a little bit and say, hey, like, we see you. You know, if you're feeling like this right now, then, you know, these cards are coming back to reflect that energy at you. So I'm seeing something here about the fear of not having enough, keeping you from moving forward with some of your bigger goals. You might feel like, until I'm financially stable or until I feel like I have enough, I can't move forward with my bigger goals. Perhaps you have a goal that you would like to have your own cosmetics company, or maybe sell lotions and skincare, and maybe like something that's like boutique skincare, maybe like some type of apothecary, something like that. And maybe you've messed around in your kitchen and you've made some lotions, given them out to friends, and everybody's begging you for more. And you're just at this point where you're like, this is a big dream and it's going to take a lot, but I don't know how I'm going to get from where I am now to my bigger vision. And I can't do that in this situation. You know, perhaps you're unemployed right now, or you're struggling financially, and who knows, maybe you're actually doing pretty well financially, but it's just such a big dream and you're like, this is going to take investments and multi-million dollars, and I just don't even know where to start. And so there's this fear that it's like, what's the point, because I can't get to the next step, and how is this even going to happen? And you know, the cosmetics thing is just a hypothetical situation, but I feel like everyone who's watching, it's possible you might relate to that, this big vision that you have, because I know there's a lot of dreamers and a lot of artists who are watching this channel. So many of you guys are commenting and getting coaching from me and personal readings from me. I've talked to a lot of you guys about your big dreams, and that's what can be hard about being a big dreamer, because in order to be that dreamer, you've got to back up your dreams with faith and with action. And that's what's hard, is like the faith here in yourself and in your abilities and in the universe's abilities to support you right now is lacking a little bit, which once again, totally normal, totally understandable. It's a normal reaction to these big dreams of yours. So let's just get you some guidance. How can you break past this and move forward? Let's see. Oh, look at this, so on point. They know what we're talking about. What? Okay. Just give me a second. Okay. Got the first two cards that came out. Productivity and structure. Yeah, I mean, don't get too overwhelmed right now thinking about the bigger picture. All you really have is today. All you really have is the moment and each day. You gotta really break this down and focus on this one day at a time. So it's time to look at your habits and your routine and what's happening in your life on the daily. So I'm calling some of you guys out. I know this is a hard message to hear, okay? Stay with me. But really, start. You know that a lot of your social media apps can actually track how much time that you're using on them. Some of them will even give you alerts. You can set limits and it will alert you. Hey, you've been on this for 4 hours today. It's time to back off. Like, I'm sure there's apps for that. If some of your social media platforms don't even do that, you can set reminders for yourself. But that's where I would start. I would start with, how much time are you consuming? Because in order for you to be able to manifest what you want, you have to create. You need to balance your energy between consuming and creating. Okay, so that's going to give you more time. Now, structure. It's time to come up with a daily routine. Look, I'm an Aquarius, and I just love to go with the flow. I hate rules. I hate order. I like to be able to go to bed when I want, wake up when I want, do what I want when I want. For me, every day is different. But there are a couple things that I make sure I do every day. You know, those things are, I drink lots of water in the morning. I make sure I eat healthy. I exercise, I get some sunshine, like relatively around the same time every day. I also have one thing on my list for the day that's really important. Of course, I have a schedule for all the work and stuff I have to do too, but I have one thing a day for my future. So this is however you got to do it. Some of you guys are like planners and you love to like have, you know, things written down in your little book, and you know, you do it exactly at noon on the dot, 3 o'clock you do this. Whatever you got to do to get some type of structure. And if you don't like structure, if it's not your thing, give yourself 2 or 3 days a week where you can just do whatever. And, you know, the other 4 or 5 days, that's when you're kind of on your routine. You got to start giving yourself a routine. Now, when you have a regular job or like a day job or something like that, that kind of naturally puts you on a routine. You have to wake up at a certain time, you got to get to that job at a certain time, and then you come home and you chill, rest, whatever. So you need to work around that. Some of you guys might need to get up earlier so that you can have time for yourself in the morning when your mind is fresh and sharp. Some of you guys might need to start turning off the phones and the computers. So an hour before bed, you can spend time reading a book that's going to educate you on your path. instead, and help you get to sleep a little bit earlier. Start with your health, because if you're not feeling healthy, then it's going to be really hard to stay sharp and stay productive and stay motivated. So I'm seeing something with you, finding security actually in structure. It's good. It's there for a reason. I never thought I'd be giving this speech on my channel because I'm kind of anti-structure, like I mentioned, as an Aquarius, but I've learned that you gotta have some type of structure in your life. Do it your way, though. That's what I'll say, is figure it out your way. But this is something to really think about, is structuring your life so that you can steal back moments from your life and not just be giving everything to the man, or everything to your day job, and then coming home and, eating and socializing and going on your phone and computer and then just passing out, doing it all over again. I know that's some real talk, but that's going to help you get from point A to point B. This is also saying embrace security. Really starting to get into that secure mindset, because it's a mindset. It doesn't matter where you are right now, financially and security-wise. Have you ever heard more money, more problems? The more you have, the more there is to freak out about. It's true. Okay, and I know there's some of you guys out there who are seriously struggling, so you can't ignore that. You can't act like everything's fine, but that can paralyze us sometimes when we're caught in that panic. So there's a part of us that does need to be present and does need to feel those emotions and needs to really sit in that energy of like, this, I'm not secure, and like I need to work through this, and this is a really devastating situation. But there's a point where you're gonna have to pull yourself up and keep going. Basically, work with the situation. Work with with what you got. And so embrace security. Your true security comes from inside of you. I think that's so beautiful. When you look around outside at the birds, at the trees, they are surviving despite what we're doing to the planet. That's a whole other conversation, but it's incredible. Like, personally, I'm living in a small town right now where there's like some stray dogs, and it is freezing cold, and I just like seriously admire and respect how these dogs are surviving and how they're caring for themselves, and their attitude, and this beautiful energy that they have about them despite what's going on. So I'm not telling you here to bypass your situation, pretend like everything's fine, or be fake positive and everything's going to be okay. I'm telling you to remember that you can create security in your life. You can create a better situation for yourself. You have that ability, and you're doing an amazing job. I really want you to know that. Embrace the true security that comes from inside of you. Find security in the comfort of self-care and your daily routine, what you have control over. Okay? Next, what we're seeing here is it's time to start influencing your future. They're like, go. It's just time to go now. Some of you guys have been holding back on these major moves that need to happen. I would suggest maybe go back and listen to card number 1 if you want an example of how to start from where you are and work towards a big goal or a big dream. I kind of mapped that out in card number 1 if you're interested. But this is positive. This is telling you maybe you're one of those people who's meant to have a lot of influence on this world. I mean, we all play a role. Everyone has a part. And sometimes remembering that what you're doing will help other people, the action that you're taking is going to make a difference, and really sitting in that energy can help you have that that motivation to move forward. Because sometimes we can feel like we're insignificant or it doesn't matter, but it really does. Everyone here plays a role. Everyone here has a part, and that little tiny task that you've been putting off, doing that could start like a butterfly effect, seriously, out in the world, that can change lives. So I want you to really think about that. No pressure, because you're up against a lot right now, but basically work on embracing security inside of yourself so that everything else you're doing from here on out is just the cherry on top. And it's time to start going for your future. You're going to have a lot of influence. You're going to be more productive if you can create a little bit more structure in your life. So brainstorm how you can do that. So I hope this message helped you. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is a safe space to just talk about life, what you're going through. The Rainbow Fam is only ever going to greet you with positivity here in this space. So I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you again for your support, and I will see you next time. Peace out. For those of you guys who choose number 3, we're going to do a message today, like what to do if you're feeling lazy or unmotivated. Got some cards from the traditional tarot here, and we're also going to freestyle pull some cards from my Promises of Expression deck today as well. So what's going on around you right now? This is the Four of Swords. This is a message of like meditation, like deep thought. It's possible you've had some really deep inner realizations lately, like light bulb moments or something that's clicked, receiving clarity on what it is that you want to do. And this could be like your career move, or how you want to create your life, or how you want to arrange your lifestyle. This is a message that's more about that today. So this is very good. This is very positive energy around you. You know what you want at this point, or at least you've gotten a little piece of the puzzle. So you're being urged here with the Fool card to take a risk. It's time to seriously take a risk and really do something about this. It's a new beginning. It's a fresh start. However, we're seeing the Devil here. And so this card symbolizes obsession, sometimes anxiety or dark thoughts. Maybe this symbolizes your inner critic telling you, you know, what are people going to think if they see you starting from the bottom? What about all that education you got in college that was, you know, all for this one career path, and now you're going to throw that all away and do something else completely different? What if you don't succeed? What if your family and friends doesn't agree with what you're choosing to do with your life? What if it's a waste of time? What if you waste your money? What if you don't have enough? What if you're not good enough? Okay, I'll stop now. Does that sound familiar, you guys? Maybe you got some thoughts telling you can't do this. Now, I want you to know that these thoughts, look, some of them could be coming from you, but it's likely that you've picked up some of these thoughts from bullies from the past. Maybe people who were mean to you, teachers, the media, society. You know, these thoughts happen. There's never really a way to completely get rid of them, but it's important to be aware of them and realize you get to choose what your truth is. Act on your truth. So I suggest maybe you write down some of your biggest fears about this path that you're choosing, what's going on in your head, get it out on paper with no judgment, okay? And then what you can do after that exercise is write down what you believe your truth is, or what you choose to believe, or what you choose to do, like a declaration of like, this is who I am, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to make happen. It's kind of like making a promise to yourself, or like a contract, or like an agreement with yourself of what your intentions are. Some people like to put these intentions into a vision board and make it like aesthetic and make it very visual so it's clear to see. So I suggest, you know, starting with something like that. If you're feeling lazy, unproductive, unmotivated, start with working on your internal state. Get right with yourself. Clear out that debris. Okay, so yeah, this is the Boundaries card telling you it's time to start having boundaries with your own thoughts. What the heck is that? Boundaries with yourself? We talk a lot about how to have boundaries with other people here on this channel. But did you know that sometimes you can be toxic to yourself? Now, if that's happening, don't beat yourself up for that. I think everybody has got these thoughts that beat you up sometimes. It happens. I think it's normal. But the real thing is what are you doing with those thoughts? If you're taking those thoughts and you're giving power to them, and you're using that as an excuse to not move forward, then there's an issue there. You can take the power away from those thoughts by reminding yourself and redirecting yourself back to your center and what your truth is. and taking action on that truth. So I have this note in my phone. This is really embarrassing to admit, but I'm just going to be real with you guys. I have this note I wrote in my phone one day when I was like really being challenged with my dark thoughts, and it's like a note that says my truth. And it's like this rant where I'm just like, you know, I have every right to do what I'm doing in my life, and I'm, you know, talented, and I have the ability to create what I want, and it's okay for me to take as much time as I need to walk my path, and I'm gonna be present with myself today. Like, it's just this big old long speech, and I read it every morning when I wake up, and I start my day off with like my little declaration of like, this is who I am, and this is what I'm going for, and all is well. I'm gonna be okay. And I read it sometimes when I'm getting caught up in these thoughts, you know, redirecting myself back to my truth. Okay, so think about that. Think about, how can I have boundaries with myself? It's important sometimes to let these thoughts through and sit in them, be authentic, allow yourself to feel how you need to feel. But once you start ruminating on this and like giving power to it, that's when it wreaks havoc on your life. So maybe that's what's been keeping you from being able to move forward, maybe feeling lazy and unmotivated. So what else needs to happen here? But these are just messages telling you that your ambition is going to be fulfilled through devotion. How can you realize these big goals here and these big dreams without continuous devotion to it? So maybe go back and listen to card number 1. I actually talk a lot about devotion and how to actually take step by step to get to your bigger dream. I break it down in card number 1. But this is just reminding you, you need to stay devoted. So don't let this side of you win. Welcome this side. Learn to love this side, but don't give it too much power. Build. What you're building right now is valuable. That's what they're saying. Like, I think these are some positive messages that are coming out to tell you, hey, whatever this side of you is telling you, it's not true. What you're building right now is actually really valuable. What you're going to build is valuable, because I feel like a lot of you guys have just barely got this idea hashed out. So, and maybe some of you guys are literally building something right now. That would be really funny. Let me know in the comments below if some of you guys are like, I'm actually building something physically, like hammering, like building. If that's you, that would be pretty cool. You know, they're saying this is valuable. Your skill of building is valuable. That's just for some of you guys. But regardless, it's time to express yourself. You guys are probably artists. I bet 99% of you guys who are here for this reading are artists, and just know this is the plight of the artist. There's always going to be a side of you, like, we're sensitive people. It's going to tell you you're not good enough, that painting's a piece of shit. Like, there's going to be those thoughts that are coming up all the time. It takes courage to continue to create and to continue to express along your path. Especially in this era where people are so critical, like, you know, online when you're sharing your work. That's one of the main ways that artists market themselves and market their products and their work and their expression. You know, there's gonna be haters. There's gonna be haters, and you're probably just like, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if I'm made for this. But the world needs to see your art. The world needs your expression. You need it. You're gonna get strong. You know, the more that you take those risks, because we saw that risk card earlier. The more that you take those risks to express yourself, the more strength you're gonna gain from that. There's also probably, maybe this voice is telling you you're inexperienced and you don't know enough to take this path, but you got to start somewhere. You really got to start somewhere. That's what I thought when I saw this channel. If you want to see something interesting, sort the videos on this channel from oldest to newest and watch some of my first videos. I was still learning the tarot. I barely knew it. Like, a lot of the videos you saw where my hands were like this, I had like a book over here behind the screen, and I was like reading it as I was trying to understand the cards. That's okay. You don't have, no one says you've got to be an expert in order to start on your path. You know, now if you're charging an arm and a leg for your product or your service, it should probably be decent with some experience, maybe some accreditation behind it, but don't let this stop you from starting. You're going to get the experience you need along the path. Don't wait till everything's perfect before you put it out there. You know, you might have really high standards. I know I do. Like, I still look at this channel and some of my creations and think that aesthetically things are not exactly where I want them to be. Even this card deck, like, I think it's cute, but I'm still like, it could be tweaked a little. I think a true artist is never done with their work, so there's always going to be a part of you that feels like it's not ready or it's not perfect or polished enough to put it out there. But you, by taking risks and expressing yourself and allowing your work to be seen, you give permission for other people who are just starting to do the same and to get out there and find a community and have support and to stay consistent and to grow in their skills. So if anything, do it for yourself, but do it for the other artists out there who want to see other people who are at their level. If all the work that is going out and all the art that's going out is just like perfect and polished and cookie cutter, like it doesn't encourage the people who are at the beginning. So I love seeing people who are just getting started with like learning something artistic like painting or drawing or whatever, and putting their work out there, even if it's half finished, even if it's like kind of just basic or whatever. Like, that's cool. Like, it encourages more people to start from the bottom. So yeah, you never know who you're helping just by being yourself and putting yourself out there. So it's time to get going. How else are you going to get the experience? So I hope that this message resonates with you. It's like a little pep talk that got you thinking about moving forward. Share what you're going through in the comments below. This is a really safe space for you just to share with your life and talk about what's going on in your process. Any thoughts that this video kind of triggers out of you, write it in the comments below. You know, the Rainbow Fam, everybody here on this channel is really kind and positive, and this is a space for us just to embrace each other and lift each other up. So I hope that this reading resonated with you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel, and I will see you next time. Peace out.